For the past week or so, I've been working really hard, doing a lot of writing, a lot of exploring, and thinking about my ideas related to solution-focused brief therapy because I'm about to release a video training series. And one of the things that dawns on me is I'm starting to struggle with the word curiosity as it relates to solution-focused practice. I've had conversations recently with some pretty well-known people, some solution-focused thinkers that I respect quite a bit, Evan George, Alicia Courtnidge, Adam Thrower, and a few others. And one of the things that we're all starting to think and agree on is the word curiosity doesn't really fit for what we're doing in solution-focused brief therapy. And I'd like to explain a bit as to why. So in normal situations, if I ask a question based on curiosity, then I'm asking that question because I want to learn something, I want to understand something, but there's like an intrinsic purpose to me asking a question. And when you do solution-focused brief therapy, it's very different. I'm not asking questions to educate myself. I'm not asking questions to gather information. I'm not asking questions for any of those purposes. In fact, the reason that I'm asking questions is to give myself more opportunities to ask more questions, with the end game, the end result being that the client will be able to articulate their own thoughts in relation to their desired outcome, preferred future, and things related to the changes that the client is hoping to make in their life. It actually isn't about me at all. I'm not trying to gain, gather, or learn anything necessarily, but I want to ask questions that give me continued opportunities to ask further questions. So why is this so important? Because I think we struggle a bit sometimes when we ask clients questions and we get an answer that we perceive as being not a good and or right answer, and it leads to us getting stuck. But I want to challenge that thinking. I want to impact your thinking. You get stuck when you ask a question looking for something and you don't get that something. I want you to change your thinking. I want you to ask a question with the understanding that I just need continued opportunities to ask more questions. And as long as the client is sitting in front of you with a willingness to engage with you, even in a minimal way, as long as they're in front of you with a willingness to talk to you, you have an opportunity to ask one more question. And I think that's a really important distinction, because I'm not asking questions for the purpose of learning or educating or understanding. I'm asking questions so that the client can learn and the client can experience themselves through the experience of responding to our questions, which means all I need is more opportunities to ask more questions. So in essence, there is no wrong answer to my questions short of the client getting up out of their seat and walking out of the room. Anything other than that is a reasonable response, where it is I have another opportunity to ask a question. And that really is such a huge distinction and shift that I want you guys to understand, because that's really the purpose of the solution-focused approach, is to ask questions where the client can experience themselves answering questions, responding to things in a way that gets them closer to their desired outcome. So I want you to think about that for a moment. Any answer the client gives you, whether it's I don't know or whatever it is, that is not the client getting up and walking out of the room, is an appropriate response, because we still have another opportunity to ask one more question. If you come to any of my trainings, like I will show you video examples, I do live demonstrations, and sometimes I'll even say, like, I'm gonna do a live demonstration, make it as hard on me as you possibly can. Because one of the things I believe very strongly is there's no wrong answer the client can give me other than getting up and walking out of the room. So if I can hang in there and ask one more question, ask one more question, ask one more question, then you really understand what I mean when I say you're always one question away from making a difference in a client's life, because they're always one response away from hearing themselves say something that'll completely transform their life. And that's really what this approach is all about. So I want to challenge that idea that this approach is based on curiosity, because curiosity means I'm asking questions for purposes about me. I think solution-focused brief therapy is very, very different, as we're asking questions for purposes about them. So hope you like this video. And by the way, in the link below, since I mentioned, you know, I'm getting ready to release a video series, below this video, I'm going to put the link where you can sign up for that. It's free. It's going to be epic. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited to share it. I've never really shared so much, like, what's going on in my head before I meet with a client and then during the session and then this video series. That's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to put it below in the description of this video. So I hope you liked it. Please like, comment, share, sign up for the new video series. I think you're going to love it. And thank you so much for listening to my thoughts. I'm really excited. And always never forget that you're one question away from making a difference in someone's life. And I think there's nothing more magical than that.